I'm Carrie Jane and welcome to my channel. So for my today's vlog, as you can see, I'm outside and I'm all dressed up because I'm going to show you what Milan, Italy looks like after almost 2 months of being in quarantine. So for now, I'm heading to San Babila because I'm going to see if the Onion store is open. So as I was saying a while ago, I'm now heading to San Babila to see if the nearest store is open because I need to get a tripod. So as you can see here, they put all these stickers to allow passengers to practice social distancing. So as I was saying a while ago, fortunately, Onion store was open. So I was able to get my tripod. I'm sorry for the noise. Okay, I'll continue later because they're doing some work. So I am now currently here in Duomo, which is the icon of Milan. And we all know that Milan is one of the Italian cities that has been hard hit by the coronavirus outbreak. This ongoing pandemic was first confirmed to spread to all Italy on the 31st of January of 2020 when two Chinese tourists were traveling in Rome and they were tested positive. And then, a week later, an Italian man who repatriated back here in Italy from the city of Wuhan, China, was being hospitalized and confirmed as a third case of coronavirus. It's so hard to talk with this mask, but in this very period of time, this mask is a must along with your gloves, okay? So every time you go out, please do wear your mask and also your gloves. Don't forget this thing. So after those first cases, the virus had spread all over the country. And it was just on the 8th of March when the Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte declared quarantine to all Lombardy and to other 14 Italian regions. So it's quite late. And then just on the following day, the Italian government ordered a national lockdown. I'm sorry guys if I'm not too focused on the camera. I am now walking and searching for a quiet and nice place where I can talk to you continuously without any hassle. Because it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to explain everything that has happened while walking and being afraid to bump into someone's face, you know. Hi guys, I'm back. So finally I found a nice place where I can talk to you continuously without any hassle, without bumping to anyone. So as I was saying a while ago, after Conte declared a national lockdown, he then prohibited all commercial activities except for pharmacies and supermarkets. And then the Italian government also closed all non-essential businesses and industries and restricted movement to people by filling in the form which we call autocertificazione, where we needed to put our name, our address, our telephone number, the place where we have been, and our destination, and also the reason why we are heading on that place. So at first it was quite uncomfortable. I admit that I'm one of those people who often who often forgot my auto certification and my mask. So every time I was already out of my house, I needed to go back and forth. Residents are also not allowed to travel outside the areas where they live unless it is for work, health, or medical purposes. And whoever violates the law will receive a fine of 300 to 3,000 euros or worse, to be in jail for 3 to 18 months. So it's always better to obey the rules, you. And before I say my opinion, I want to make myself clear. I don't want to criticize anyone here, but I think that Italy underestimated the outbreak of coronavirus. Why I said so? It is because the first case was first confirmed on the 31st of January, but then the Italian government ordered a national lockdown just on the 9th of March. So after a month, there were already a lot of victims of coronavirus. And I think this is the reason why we ended up as one of the most contagious countries in the world. And then, since everything was all out of control, and number of infected people was already numerous, they decided then to order a lockdown to contain it. But I think it was quite too late. The lockdown was scheduled to lift on 3rd of April, but it has been extended since the country was still reporting thousands of new cases daily. And though the quarantine is over, there are still some restrictions that the Council of Ministers declared that we need to follow starting today. Some of these are traveling within the same region, not just for work, medical, or emergency purposes, but also if you want to visit your relatives, you are free to visit them. And just in case you are going out of the region, you need to prove them that you are going outside for work, for medical, or for some emergency purposes only. And then access to parks, gardens, and public villas are also allowed, but we still need to maintain our 1 meter distance. And children's play areas will also remain closed, as well as cinemas, gyms, discos, theaters, some shopping stores, and what else? We are also allowed to practice some sport activities or do some exercises as long as it is done individually. Guys, before I forget, please always bring your auto certificates with you. So as you can see, guys, I've changed my spot because it was too sunny in there. So I'm now on the latter part of the castle. I want to be honest here. At some point, coronavirus gave me satisfaction. Maybe many of you are wondering, why did it give me so much satisfaction, and am I being crazy? The answer is no, guys. I'm not being crazy, and yes, it gave me so much satisfaction because coronavirus was an efficient answer for Mother Earth to breathe, okay? Earth is now breathing, and levels of pollution have reduced by 50%. And here in Europe, satellite images show that nitrogen dioxide emissions is fading away in the northern part of Italy, and it is the same story that is playing in Spain and in the UK. The severe decline in planned travels has caused many countries to experience a drop of air pollution, and I am one of those who had a planned travel that has been cancelled. And I don't feel sorry at all because I noticed the positive impact of the coronavirus in the environment, except for the flight ticket that they haven't refunded yet. Aside from that, we also heard that in Venice, water became clearer, and it is an amazing thing that we are now experiencing. Here in Milan, despite the fact that the country is suffering for the economic crisis, Milan is still to introduce one of Europe's most ambitious schemes, relocating street space from cars to cycling and walking, because Milan doesn't want to go back to its polluted ways before. They are planning to build 35 kilometers of new cycle routes and to give pedestrians new space by widening pavements. And even if the quarantine here in Italy is over, we cannot say that we are totally safe and sound. Because as of yesterday, there are still hundred thousands of active cases and 1,000 of them are in serious critical condition. So everyone, please always wear your mask every time you go out. Always wear your gloves. And the most important thing is that you always need to wash your hands. And before I conclude this vlog, let me share you this. Coronavirus has not just brought us financial crisis and millions of dying people. It has brought us something that I didn't expect still exists now that we are on our 2020. Coronavirus has led to us an increase in acts and in displays of xenophobia, as well as prejudice, violence, discriminations, and racism against Asian people. So I'm really asking you this. Let's pray for these people's mindset. Let's pray for every victim of coronavirus, and let's pray for the world to be healed. Grazie e ciao.